to overcome emotional spending. I'm Jessica Go, trauma coach in childhood abuse. And let me start by sharing with you that I totally know what it's like to feel trapped with money and this poverty consciousness. And the thing is, you have to have this awareness that this is coming from how you were brought up and the beliefs around money in your childhood experiences. So for me, I witnessed my parents working in the market, selling tools in the sweltering weather, and I had to participate in that. And on the weekdays, they would be working long hours in the warehouse, and after school, I would have to help them how to pack things for the markets. So I was shown how to be a slave for money. I was shown that I had to work laborious long hours with lots of labor, lots of time, lots of energy just to make $1. I was also shown around money that my dad was a massive gambler and he would give up a lot of money because he got scammed through the fax from people in Africa. And buying the lottery tickets, and I was taught to get a scratchy because of this gambling mindset at such a young age, and I would get money from the scratchies, and this kind of feed me to becoming a bit more impulsive when it comes to taking a punt on things that may not work out. And this has shown up in my adult life. So in my 20s, I became very stingy with money. And it got me to a point where I was able to acquire 2 positive cash flow properties at the age of 26. However, I didn't have the emotional capacity to keep these properties long term. I was feeling overwhelmed by the responsibilities, managing them myself, and the cost of living going up, particular with strata fees, council fees, and water bills. And I didn't know how to deal with it, so I thought the best way to get rid of that headache is to sell off the properties, and I did. At the age of 29, I was broke. All that money that I've made a profit from those properties, I spent it all in a dress business that didn't even make a dime. And I was so livid with everyone blaming them for my problems, but deep down I was disappointed with myself. How could I have let myself get to this point where I'm on the brink of homelessness and I have no choice but to go on welfare payments? And so since the welfare payments, I decided to start coaching, and I accidentally got clients through my personal Facebook account where people noticed the changes that was showing up in my Facebook post. And even though I wasn't a life coach, I was starting to get money from that. I started to find ways to generate money by having a meetup membership and just charge people $10 to stay in that meetup group. And I did. I also started to find casual work, and all these things added up, and eventually I was able to work full-time in corporate because I wanted to get off the welfare payments. And the welfare payments reminded me of that icky feeling of what it's like to be poor, and I didn't want to be in that energy. So the past decade, I've been in a lot of debt because I invested so much in my self-development journey and learning how to be a great entrepreneur and all these skills that you need when it comes to running a business. And I would spend a lot of my money eating out, buying an outfit, jewelry just so I can feel good about myself. And I realized, oh my God, I'm recreating this poverty consciousness and situation. Even though I was making a lot more money than before, it's still happening again. And now I'm at a point where I know how to master, mother, and manage my childhood traumas. So to this day, I run my business full-time, generating a full-time income. I am debt-free and I own assets. So these assets are going up in value in the long term. And so I now understand what it's like to have wealth consciousness, because there was a shift in my beliefs around money, and there was also an energetic shift within myself where I wasn't in fear of money. And when we're in fear of money, we either hoard it or we overspend it because we don't have the energetic container to keep it. So you might be thinking, how can I do that? How can I stop myself from overspending? The thing is, you need to learn how to mother your wounded inner child. How can you nurture the part of you that feels so wounded that it's telling you, please get me that new outfit. Please get me this latte or this packet of chips because I'm feeling like shit. And so if the wounded inner child is in control of you, then you're the one who forks out the money and overspends. However, this is not what we want for you. What we want is for you to learn how to recognize when your inner child is feeling upset, what to do about it, how to be in control of the impulses and urges that you have to need to spend money when you don't need to, by loving your inner child. And there's a process to go through that because we have our own resistances and blockages to loving ourselves. And when we struggle with this emotional spending, it brings us a lot of shame and unworthiness issues. And so our wounded inner child, when we don't take control of it, it evolves into self-sabotage. And then we want to waste our money, all that hard work and time and energy that we've put into creating this money. We get rid of it, we destroy it, and we ask ourselves the question, why is it hard for me to save money? Why is it that I have nothing in my bank account at the end? It's because you do not know how to master your wounded inner child. So if you love to learn more how you can overcome this and what is the pathway for you to move forward ahead, click below to join me for my free web class, how you can overcome the loneliness syndrome. Because here's the thing, it's emotions that drives you to take action, whether that action is supportive or destructive, and you need to learn how to master that. So click on the link below for you to join me, and I look forward to seeing you there. And if you feel that you got something out of this, I would love for you to give this video a like, comment below, share it with your loved ones who is going through the same problem, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get the latest content on overcoming childhood trauma.